let's talk about the top of the draft and the Titans' decision. What do you think is going on right now in Nashville, Jeremy?
Well, the sentiment league-wide seems to be that Cam Ward would be the guy. Now, I'm told the Titans have not made a firm determination yet. They really want to go through this thorough process, meet with everybody, get on the road. They'll probably do some private workouts with both Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, and probably Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter and some of those top players. But I do know that Cam Ward's interviews with the Titans went well, that people there felt like he explained his mistakes really well. He came across as coachable. Like when he answered about why he made a play that didn't work out or an interception or a fumble, like he had really clean, good explanations about it that you can coach around. So they feel like not only does he have a lot of athletic ability and upside and the ability to make all the throws, but you know, he's got a competitive spirit and he wants to get better and wants to learn from mistakes and be a really clean, proficient player, efficient player at the quarterback position in the NFL. So they feel pretty good about that. Now, does that lean them to make that pick? And have they locked into that? No, I don't think so. But most teams I talk to are loosely preparing for the Titans to go that route. Now, I do think at a point in time in the process, they were intrigued by trading back. So if they feel like they can trade back and still get a quarterback they want, that's an option they would look into. But right now, it does seem the momentum is trending toward Ward.
Okay. And what are you hearing on Sanders? You know, as high as 2 and as low as a second-round pick? I mean, are you hearing that, Jeremy? What are you hearing about?
So it's fascinating to try to dissect that. And I've really been in like the free agency haze the last 2 weeks. So I'm now digging back into the draft a little bit. But I would say with Shedeur, it's a little all over the map with how teams feel about him. I do know the Browns, there's some love for Shedeur in the Browns building. How much love, I don't know. But there's like they see him as a positive as opposed to like somebody they want to knock in the process. You know, like they like his sort of computer mind processing ability. They feel like there's some good upside there in what he can do and operate in Kevin Stefanski's offense, which, by the way, Shedeur would be a good fit for Brian Callahan's offense too. So schematically, he makes some sense for some teams. It's just a matter of where they grade him. Do they feel like it's too rich for a quarterback that maybe in last year's draft would be, say, the 5th or 6th option? You know, is it too rich to take him top 5? But these guys get pushed up. All 3 teams in the top 3 desperately need a quarterback and do not have a solution right now. I do expect the Giants to sign somebody. If they get impatient, it's probably Russell Wilson, who I'm told looks at the Giants as a viable option and has for a while. Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, but they're going to get somebody if it's not Rodgers. But is that enough? I mean, they still need to sell some hope there, and Shedeur makes some sense for them at 3. So is it too rich? Maybe, but I expect somebody to jump on him. I don't know that I anticipate a huge free fall. If he gets past the quarterback needy teams high, then maybe we see some of that like we did with Rodgers once upon a time 20 years ago. But I'd be surprised based on the current quarterback climate.
Well, how much does Kirk Cousins lurk, Jeremy? I mean, the Falcons went ahead and said, throw the $10 million in 2026 log on the fire, whatever. We'll deal with that down the road. And, you know, while Rodgers makes his decision, somebody might call up Terry Fontenot and offer a draft choice, depending on and the draft choice where it is depends on how much money Atlanta is willing to eat or something, right? Like that is possible, isn't it?
Yes,
here
it's possible, but it's stagnant right now because no team is just going to tell Atlanta, "Hey, we'll cover $20 million of that contract, sure, and we'll throw in a 5th-round pick." Like nobody's going to make that leap. And so if they're not making that leap, Atlanta's not motivated. Like the team source there told me, like, we've paid him. These are guaranteed monies. So we don't need to do anything right now. Maybe closer to the draft, this heats up, but they really are prepared to hold on to him until something crystallizes where they feel like they can get good value. Teams I talk to believe this is an ownership decision in Atlanta, that Arthur Blank just paid this guy now. It's going to be $100 million in guaranteed money for essentially 1 year of production and a benching. Now, Cleveland to me still looms large here because I do believe, based on what I've gathered, that when he got benched, that Cousins was firmly on their radar. They were going to look at all the quarterbacks with starting potential, but that Cousins makes sense for Kevin Stefanski. Like they looked at that as a realistic option for them potentially. But right now, he's just simply not available until Atlanta changes their mind or becomes a little more flexible or aggressive here, but they haven't yet. So until then, Cousins is sort of locked into Georgia and is looking for a new home and can't find one.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.